Good morning students, welcome to our next video. So in this video I am going to explain the next topic, that is the comparison of our PLC system with the relay logic system. Okay, so with this comparison you will be able to understand why the PLC is preferred over the relay logic system. Okay, so there are various parameters, okay, around 10 parameters in comparison point, so that you will be able to understand, okay, what exactly the PLC and the relay logic system is. Okay, now comparison. Okay, so I'll first take the parameter. This is serial number. Then PLC, okay, and then relay logic system. Relay logic system. Okay, so the first parameter of our for PLC as well as relay logic system is reliability. Okay, reliability. Okay, so reliable means as we know that PLC uses its sensors and all its complex programming. Okay, with that our efficiency means the reliability is automatically get increased. Okay, so it has high reliability, it has low reliability. Okay, because of its structure also it has low or less. Okay, it has less reliability. Okay, so the next point is the maintenance. So maintenance, as the maintenance point is considered, then PLC has less maintenance and it has a high maintenance cost, because if any kind of fault occurs, as I have said, if any kind of damage occurs inside a complex network circuit of relay logic, then we have to replace all the components or the major component, or else we have to exchange the faulty part with the new part. So it takes large amount of time. With that, the maintenance cost is increased automatically in case of relay logic, but in case of PLC it has a very less maintenance cost. Okay, then we have life. Okay. So the life means PLC, or if I consider PLC, then it has a very higher life or more life. It has more life than it has less life. Means life means how much time it can operate a process, up to what time it can process, up to lifetime, or it operates for 20 years or 50 years, etc. Okay, so in general PLC has more life as compared with the complex relay logic system. Then it has downtime. Okay, as compared with the relay logic system, PLC has less downtime, and the relay logic system has more downtime. Okay, more downtime. Then troubleshooting. Okay, so how actually any kind of system recovers itself, okay, by eradicating the errors, okay, or bringing back its actual to its actual system, okay, by removing the errors. Okay, so it is called as troubleshooting. But in case of PLC it is high or easy. Okay, easy troubleshooting is available. Hard compared with the PLC, it has a hard or complicated. You can also call it complicated. Okay, complicated troubleshooting method in our relay logic system. Then we have 6-point timers, software, timers and counters. Okay, I'll write T stands for timers and C stands for counters. Okay, software timer counter means it is available here. Okay, in case of PLC we have availability of timer as well as counter, but in case of relay it is not available. Not available. So if timers and counter function is not available in case of relay logic system, then by using complex wirings, okay, we used to give the timing as well as counting function in case of relay logic system. Then we have operating speed. Operating speed. Okay, so the operating speed in case of PLC is high. Okay, high, and low in case of our relay logic system. Okay, high in case of PLC and low in case of relay logic system. Then we have another point, that is internal memory. Okay, internal memory. So internal memory is available in case of PLC, available, and it is not available in case of relay logic system. It is not available in case of relay logic system. Then we have password lock. Password lock. Password lock is available in case of PLC. Okay, available. And it is not available in case of our relay logic system. Okay, so these are the 9 parameters. Okay, important 9 parameters you should remember. So remember these parameters point only, so that you will automatically get the main difference between the parameters. Reliability is high in case of PLC, maintenance is less, life is more, downtime is less, troubleshooting is very easy, software timer is available. Okay, operating speed is also high, internal memory is available, password lock facility is available. Okay, so these are the points. Okay, in case of comparison. Okay, so you should remember, if you are comparing PLC with the old relay logic, okay, old relay logic system. So these are the important parameters you should remember. Now we will look at the architecture of PLC. Okay, so this architecture point is also an important point. Okay, so how actually the PLC architecture looks like. Okay, PLC architecture. PLC okay, architecture. So how actually the PLC architecture look like? So before proceeding, we will look what are the main components. So there are 26 main components inside the PLC architecture. So the first one is input module. Okay, so input module is available on which we connect all the inputs. Then we have CPU for processing our info in the data. Okay, then we have memory. Okay, for storing our data as well as the program memory or operating system. Okay, then we have programming devices. Okay, so we have programming devices for programming the PLC. Then we have output modules. Okay, output modules is connected through which we are going to connect the outputs. Okay, then the important one is the power supply. Okay, so power supply is also the important or the main component of our PLC architecture. Okay, so these are the 6 components which are there: input module, output module. Okay, input module and output modules are there. Input module, output module. Like our PC, we have CPU and memory. Okay, for programming any process, then we have programming devices, and of course we have a power supply. Okay, so these are the important architecture components which are there inside our PLC. Now I'll draw all these components, okay, in a block manner. Okay, block diagram. I'll draw a block diagram of PLC. Okay, so in the left side there is an input module. Okay, input module. Okay, input module. You can write that input module. Okay, similarly, input module there is an output module. Output module. Okay, input module is there, output module is there. Then we have a CPU inside it. CPU will be there. So inside CPU, if I consider my personal computer CPU, then what will I have inside it? I have a processor inside it. Processor will be there. Okay, so there will be a processor inside the CPU. Then I'll have a memory. Okay, so according to the memory, they are classified into two. It's a whole data memory. Okay, first storing my data, then I'll have a program memory. Program memory. Okay, inside CPU, so these are the 3 important components. Okay, you can write here CPU. Okay, CPU is there. Then you will get a we need a supply, right? Supply. So I will the supply here. Supply. So supply will be given to this processor as well as this input module, because it is a detachable input module, or similarly a detachable output module. It is a modular, right? I will explain this input and output module in detail in our next videos. Okay, so there will be a power supply for this output module also. Okay, so our supply will be given to these three components, right? Then we have the programming device. Okay, programming device. So there will be a programming device to program my CPU or a PLC, right? So PLC has this structure, right? So what are the inputs? What are the inputs and what are the outputs which are commonly used for the PLC, right? So there are inputs like switches, push buttons. Okay, I write here. Switches, inputs, switches. Okay, you can use switch as an input, right? Switch as an input, then push button. Okay, push buttons are there. Then we have encoders. Okay, encoders are also can be used as a push button. Then we have sensors, right? Various sensors. Sensors can also be used as an input, which is given to the input module. Okay, so these are the various inputs. So it is a modular kind of input module, as well as there are outputs also, which are also modular. Okay, output devices. So it can be contactors, the relays, alarm, motors, right, etc. etc. So these are the inputs which can be taken out from the output module of the PLC. Okay, so it is also a modular kind of output module. So we can actually practical PLC in which means a complex programming is needed, in which we can adjust the number of outputs and as well as the inputs. Okay, we can manage, we can increase or decrease the number of inputs as well as the outputs. Okay, so this is the block diagram of our PLC system. Okay, so this is the block diagram of our PLC system. So this is the basic thing. Now in the further video we will look what is input module and which are the types of input modules. Means they are classified according to its supply rate, AC and DC, discrete. Okay, so these are the types, and we will look what is the CPU inside, what is the CPU, what is the programming memory, data memory. Okay, then we will look output module, power supply block diagram is also there. So we will look how actually the power supply is given, and we will look output modules and how the output is going to connect. Okay, so I hope you understand this video. Okay, if you have any kind of doubt, you can contact me. So thank you for watching.